How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, spent a bit of time in my allotment watering, and it got me thinking, do the Springboks really need to worry about the Wallabies? Can they actually come to South Africa and surprise them? I want to break it down in this video, and I want to hear what your thoughts are. So please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow, and let's get into it. Now, the Springboks, I did a video earlier in relation to Rassie releasing his squad, the team, the 23, to play the Wallabies early on a Monday. What the hell? Rassie caught everybody by surprise, literally everybody by surprise. And looking at the squad, maybe I was a little bit, overconfident. Maybe I was, too biased in relation to this and not giving the Wallabies their credit due, because ultimately they are a top tier squad. They are not to be overlooked, as the Lions saw in the first half of the second test and in the third test of the Lions tour. So I'm gonna give you my thought process, right? I had a bit of time thinking about it. I'm gonna give you my thought process, and I want to hear what you guys have to say, because you guys will happily put myself in place when I'm talking cock. And, if you think I am, please let me know in the comment section below. But this is my thought process, right? So the Wallabies, if they're going to come to South Africa, one thing that they're going to have to do, they are going to have to hit the Boks as hard as physically possible at the breakdown. They are going to need to be first to every ball, and they're going to need to try and disrupt the Springboks. But not only in doing that, they need to keep the game flowing as much as physically possible for as long as physically possible without the Boks gaining any form of traction in terms of the scrums, in terms of set pieces in general. Now, they don't have Andre Pollard, so I don't believe the Springboks are going to be looking at a very penalty dominant point system, more points to approach. I think we are going to be looking at an approach mainly based around scrummaging, lineouts, mauling, right? We are going to want to break the play. We are going to want to stop the Wallabies from gaining any form of momentum, right? We want to stop them from building up their phases. Then we are going to find scrums, whatever, even whether it's going to be a midfield lineout system, that the Springboks adapted earlier. But not only that, I think any form of kicking we are going to be seeing go to corner, inside the 22, a couple meters from the try line, into the maul, and in through the try. Now, there's a lot of debate on Andre Pollard and Manie Libbok. Personally, I feel Manie Libbok is a better distributor of the ball in play. He's much more effective than what Andre Pollard is. I might get a bit of smack for saying that, but I truly, truly do feel it. I just feel Pollard, he's that guy that's going to get you those points when is needed. He's Mr. Consistent. He will get you those points to win you that game, right? And if this was a World Cup final, all day long, Andre Pollard is getting that spot over Manie. But this is a good time to showcase his ability. He's been a little bit more consistent when it comes down to his kicking, so I'm very happy in relation to that. But a lot still needs to be done. So this is definitely a good point to show his capability, right? But I think what Rassie is going to be looking for is that play. He's going to want to distribute the ball as quickly as possible. He's going to he's going to use the likes of Siya Kolisi. They are going to be very quick at the breakdown. You look at Marco van Staden, you look at Siya Kolisi at 8. Siya Kolisi at 8 is a goal scorer, a try scoring machine. So, he's definitely going to be putting in a big shift. So, Kolisi is definitely going to be a player that they are going to have to worry about. They are going to have to they're going to have to find a way to nullify his effect on the game. It's not going to be easy. But Marco van Staden, he's going to be very difficult to handle. Benetsabet is going to be very difficult to handle. Lood de Jager is going to be very difficult to handle. The size, the physicality that they are going to bring. Yes, you have the likes of Will Skelton. Is he going to be as dominant up against the Boks as he was the Lions? I don't feel so. I feel the Boks are far more dominant, far stronger, and far well drilled. So that effect that Will Skelton had for the Wallabies, I don't feel he's going to have that same kind of effect playing up against the Boks. I mean, I know Nick Frost is a brilliant player. Will Skelton is a brilliant player, but can they manage the likes of Lud and Eben? I don't think so. Then you have Marks, you have Oxenche, you have Wilco Low. That physicality is very, very difficult to handle. It's very difficult to maintain that kind of pressure. And do the Wallabies have the depth to be able to handle the bomb squad when they come on? And they will come on eventually on the 50th minute. You know that they're going to be coming on. Can they handle? Nick White is a brilliant player. He's not going to be able to get under the skin of the Springboks. We are far thicker skin. Now, where I am terrified is the backs with the likes of Suali'i, Ikitau, the likes of Jorgensen, Peach. These guys are scary. If you give Liner an inch, he's going to take a mile. He's going to put that pressure on you. He's going to make you hurt when needed. So his kicking ability, his distribution is brilliant. He's still young. He's got a lot to develop. But can he be a problem? Yes. Jorgensen, can he be a problem? 100%. When he gets going and he gets that rhythm, he is such a quick stepper. But I don't know. Personally, player for player, if I was to do a 23, I would probably have a 23, maybe a Will Skelton over Lured if I want to be generous. But otherwise, I can't see, I, I cannot see player for player the Wallabies having anything over the Springboks. I really can't. And yes, maybe this is me being biased. I'm just looking at fact, I'm looking at experience, I'm looking at quality, I'm looking at performance. You look at a lot of this. I don't think Rassie chose the best players for the best positions. I think he went more in terms of form. Yes, Sia Khaleesi, he has been very shaky of late, but Sia Khaleesi has that experience. He has that quality that is undying. So he is going to be putting in a solid performance, especially up against the Wallabies here. So we have a very physically stacked squad. I mean, you look at these forwards, they are scary. We have some of the best talent in world rugby that the Wallabies are going to have to face. But even then, in terms of the back, the likes of Edwil van der Merwe, who he's scoring tries like it's candy, it's fun. Well, it is fun to him, but it's not fun for the other teams. Personally, I have him to bag at least one try up against the Wallabies. Personally, I do. Um, Look, there's no Sasha, there's no Cheslin, there's no Pollard, there's no Dialende. We have so many players that are not playing that could be dangerous. Rassie obviously wants to rotate as much as possible. I don't think we are going to see players play more than between 8 to 10 games for the year. So obviously Rassie is choosing his squad very carefully, especially when you have the likes of the New Zealand tests later on in the year, which I'm sure he's going to want to be making sure that he has everyone available and ready that he needs. So he's going to be giving game time to those who he feels, doesn't need it right now or might not necessarily be in his plans later on in the year, right? So he's going to want to get that experience. He's going to want to give those players time on the field, building those partnerships, getting that time. So personally, this is a strong squad. Do I think the Wallabies will be able to take a win over the Springboks? I don't. Do they have the talent that can put a better pressure on the Springboks? 100%. This is going to be a learning experience for the Wallabies. 100%. But I think this is going to be relatively routine. Now, I might be wrong in this fact, in this aspect, but this is where I want to hear what your thoughts are. Where do you think the Wallabies can take the Springboks? Can they take them at the breakdown? Will they be able to break that defensive line that the Springboks hold very tight? Can they outmuscle them? Are they going to be better in the air? Most of these questions I'm saying no to, but I want to hear what your thoughts are. So please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.